How long have you been playing golf?
Since I was 7 years old.
7 years old. So
I'm
put into
65,
so about 25 years more or less.
No. No.
So he's
Probably
been-
about 57 years.
57 years. So he's been playing for a while. And when was the last time you took a lesson?
Year.
A year ago. And if you could remember from a year ago, what were you working on during that lesson?
Basically the same thing I work on all the time, just take away and trying to figure out how to get through the ball better.
So
I lost 50 pounds, so that, created a little bit different my swing because it wasn't so barreled.
sure.
But when I started, I played scratch golf basically,
Okay.
and but I just never took it seriously, and I just kind of played.
Yeah.
And then hit about
Wait, hold on. For the record, he's a 12 handicap now. I'm not taking a scratch golfer out here.
no.
Just
I'm not
clarifying
that
for the
and
video.
I'll explain why here in a second. About 15 years ago, I was playing in Boulder City. Went down to hit a ball, hit a root, shattered my wrist.
Done that
Okay.
before, yeah.
And it took me 5 years to even pick up the golf club again. Took me another 5 years to hit the ground
Oh,
because I was so afraid of hurting it. And when I got that, because I couldn't come through the ball,
sure.
everything started to go right.
And I'm sure you were afraid to get
And I
through the
was.
ball because
And it took me until, probably 3 years ago to get it even back remotely. But going to TaylorMade
yeah,
put me back,
sure,
because when they built it to me, it allowed me to come through and I got more confident with it.
sure.
So what that 12 is now was probably a 20 plus for a long time. I never kept score for 10 years because
Yeah.
I just didn't care because my
Your
wrist.
wrist.
So it's only been in the last couple of years that I've started to get better.
Gotcha.
And so yeah,
Since getting back into it, being better, getting better, what have you been more focused on? So now you're able to get through the ball, you're able to swing with confidence. What have you been looking for? What have you been trying to do? When you're on the golf course, what are you working on? Stuff like that.
my biggest flaw is short game. I'm a terrible chipper, always have been. And just in my irons in general, being able, learning how to come through the ball, how to open up and get, allow it. My woods have gotten, I didn't have a problem with that. I hit a nice draw with my driver now and most of the clubs. But I still struggle with the irons more than anything else, with consistency and accuracy.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can play 2-3 holes and I look fantastic, and all of a sudden I can look like I haven't picked up a club in
In forever. And
Yeah.
then not having the short game tied in with it is kind of hard to pull it all together. So off the tee you're fine, with the woods you're fine, so we won't worry about that stuff. When we talk about the irons, do you have a good understanding of how far you could hit them? So say you have 155 yards out, do you know what club you're going to? Like, is there
Is
there any guessing game involved there?
No, not really. I mean, I've played long enough and I know my game well enough. Now, when I went from the 790s to the 770s, I gave up about 10, 15 yards, and so it's been a real struggle because what used to be my money clubs was my 7 and 8 iron.
Is now your 6 and 5?
Well, not even. I can't hit. I can't hit a 6 iron. I actually went and got a hybrid this time because I can't hit those 4 irons, something like that.
Sure.
So, and then I started struggling with the 7.
Okay.
So, and that was more about, I've always struggled with distance, how far away I start.
Yeah.
Either here, and I've always fought that. And so, if there's one thing that I could ever take away from any of this,
Yeah.
would be to find a way to set up the exact same way every time. Like I
Gotcha.
said, with my woods, I've got it. I've figured it
You're
out.
very confident with the woods. and with
I
the
don't have a
driver.
problem.
You step in and do it.
Yeah, if I hit a bad drive, it's because I did something stupid.
Sure.
Not because I either got too whippy or whatever. But
Whatever
for the
it
most
is.
part,
You know what
I
you're
hit
doing.
it down. I have a nice draw and it goes down the middle every time.
And that was my next question. With the irons, do you have the same ball flight that you do with the driver? Like, do you have the tendency to draw the ball, fade the ball?
I draw. And it's either straight or a slight draw. If I come over the top of it, obviously it can go left. But
Sure.
for the most part, I've gotten rid of the slice. I don't slice the ball anymore unless something weird happens, and I'll do it. But for for the most part now, well, you saw. I mean,
Yeah.
I hit it pretty straight, or
Pretty consistent.
you know,
Yeah.
you know.
You're not fading unless you come out of it or whatever. But
Right.
that's
My thing is, if I pick that point,
yeah.
I might hit it twice out of 10 times.
Okay.
You know, where exactly where it is.
And it might be just a setup issue, right?
And then that's it. I mean, I could hit and I just leave it open a little bit and it still goes straight, but it goes a little bit to the right. Or I tug it a little bit and it'll go left.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, I'm pretty, I'd say, accurate for somebody like me.
Sure.
Do I want to be better at it? Yeah. I mean, I understand the mechanics of it all,
Yeah.
but doing it, and obviously coming inside, has been the toughest part, because I've always had it, because I had big belly. I always
You
had
were able to grip onto it and
Yeah.
just kind of let it rotate,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And so now it's a matter of me coming through and having confidence enough to do it every time. When I have to, all of a sudden I can tell, I feel like I'm reverting back to what I used to do.
Sure.
And it's really shown up in the 7,
Sure.
the 7s and 8s. And then I've gotten much better with the 9s, pitch and wedge. And then when they gave me all those wedges.
Yeah, your money right there. So it's really just the middle irons that you really
Well,
need
it's
to
all
dial
of them,
in
but yeah, the middle ones are the worst.
and set up. So this is perfect for me because I came in with the open idea of I want to know what you were feeling, because I didn't want to come in and say, hey, we're working on a driver. But if you didn't have to work on a driver, then it wouldn't make sense. So this is good. For the first lesson, we'll work on setup and using the middle irons, and then going forward, we'll probably do chipping, because you mentioned doing the chipping. And then to finish it up, we'll finish with the putt view and do the putting and stuff. If that's good with you.
Sure.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Perfect.